Hi everyone, I'm Christy Forsyth with Clarity by Christy. I am a soul therapist and an intuitive that connects with the angelic energy, and I help the helpers, the healers, and the light bringers of this world to live their most magical life. So if that's you and you're watching on my YouTube channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button below with the bell so you can get notifications for all the videos that I'm sharing here on this channel. We are going to be diving into the collective energy, the energy that is impacting all of us right now on some level. And so sometimes people will say, oh, I don't really feel that energy. And so, we all have our own individual charts. And so our individual charts are interacting with the collective energy, with the universal energy. And so sometimes that's going to look a little bit different for you. However, this is something that as a collective, we are all experiencing on some level. So maybe look for some of those themes as they are showing up for you, especially for those of us that are really energy sensitive, that are empaths, earth angels, light bringers, light workers, all of that stuff. You guys are going to be more in tune, more aligned with the collective energy a lot of times. Hi Mom, thanks for watching. So we're going to be talking about that. Before we dive into the energy though, I do want to point out that I started a TikTok account. So I don't really know what I'm doing on there, but I did post my first video on there today. I am going to be sharing those in my stories for those of you that aren't really in on the TikTok thing and you don't want to do that. I will be sharing those in my stories. It's going to be sharing the card of the day from my Find Your Magic Oracle deck so that we're pulling a card every day. I like the way that it's set up there. So I'm going to be doing those on there, but I'll be sharing those on my Facebook and on my Instagram at Christy Clarity through my stories in case you don't want to do TikTok. But that, by the way, is also my TikTok account is at Christy Clarity. So if you are on there, make sure you give me a follow. And I'm going to be sharing short little videos and the cards every day as well. So I'm excited about that. So let's get into the collective energy because we've been going through this process, right? We've talked about this shift in us stepping into this new phase of things. We have talked about this being kind of like an energetic move, right? So we might be finding that we have a lot that's changing in our outward lives, or we're feeling really called to make changes, or we're finding that inward, that there's a lot of shifting, there's a lot of changing happening. And so there is a lot of change, there's a lot of shifting happening that is coming from this energetic move that we've made. And so where we're kind of at, where I see us at right now, is that we're really beginning to get settled in to this move. We're beginning to try to figure out what's next for us and to try to establish some foundations for where we're moving. And that's really the direction that we're moving in is, really thinking about like, what is going to help me to create the foundation for a life that I'm excited about? What do I need to lay down as a foundation for creating a life that I'm excited about? And this is a chance to do it and to take advantage also of all this changing, fresh energy that we have going on. And like, this really is the beginning of a new chapter for us. So where does your new chapter begin? And understanding that you might have some really big dreams or a direction that you want to move in, but we can't move in that direction without laying that foundation first, without taking those steps first. So for example, if there is a career that you want to enter into, and that requires a certain level of professional training, you're really going to want to make sure that you are beginning to take those steps of getting that set for yourself, because that needs to be laid as part of the foundation prior to stepping into this dream that you have for yourself. Or maybe there are some skills that you need to learn, or some connections that you need to make, or some steps that you need to take. So being mindful of what steps should I be taking that are going to help me to create the foundation for a life that I'm excited about. Hi Meg, nice to see you on here. So what do we need to do with that? And how do I want to start this new chapter of my life? And because it's a new and fresh energy, you might want to think about shaking things up. I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling really called to switch up my routines a little bit. I'm definitely a person, I like routine. I like, because it helps me to stay on track with my self-care. So I've been mixing it up a little bit, trying on some different things, trying on doing things at different times, that kind of stuff, because that is really helpful to me. Or I've been noticing myself really changing the amount of time that I'm putting into certain things in my life. So I'm making these shifts, I'm making these changes. I'm really taking a look, and I think we are as a collective taking a look at our priorities. What is most important to you? And what is most important on your best life path? You know, because a lot of times those things do align. But what do you feel called to focus your energy and attention on? What is the divine God, the universe showing you that you need to be putting your energy into, that you need to be putting your focus into? I'm feeling really called to put so much of my energy into work right now, and that hence the new TikTok, right? To just be creating things and putting energy into that. So to be honest with you guys, it's been a really busy day, a really long day, and like the lazy part of myself just wanted to like go home and not do a video. But here I am, right? Because this is part of my foundation. This is part of what I want to be doing, and what I want to be creating for my future is to be able to help people all over the world through the information that I share in things like these videos. So here I am, right? Foundations. And so if you're looking, for example, to be more healthy, what are you doing to create the foundation for health? And what tweaks do you need to make for that? It all comes down to like, we really need to be finding a balance right now. We are in Mercury retrograde, and although this one feels different to me, this one feels a little more energized in some ways. This feels a little bit more like forward momentum than some other Mercury retrogrades that I've experienced, because they tend to feel a little bit slower usually. However, this is a time for us to also slow down. This is a time for us to recognize, where is my life out of balance, and how do I need to bring it back into balance? So I think that we're also taking a look at that. And taking like, where do I need to find this balance in my life? And I always like to say, in terms of balance, that your balance is going to look really different from my balance, and vice versa, because, again, what are your priorities? And that's part of the balance as well. For some people, like for me, I'm working a lot right now, and I do need to make sure that I'm also balancing that out, but it also is very in alignment with my priorities, and I feel fueled by the work that I'm doing also. So for me, the hours that I'm putting into my work are going to look really different than the hours that somebody who really hates their job are putting the same amount of hours. That's going to look like a different balance. So what does balance look like for you? Where are you feeling called to balance in your life? That's an important part of this foundation that we are laying for ourselves as well. Allowing for this change to happen, and making these little tweaks so that we are setting ourselves up for success later. Okay. And it doesn't have to be major steps either. Sometimes it's like just being able to like say no to something is a step toward creating a future that you're excited about, a life that you're excited about. It's like these little steps, these little victories that we are making for ourselves every single day that are a part of that as well. So really finding that balance, really embracing these new ways of doing things, or letting this be a new beginning, letting this have a fresh energy, taking a look at where you need to mix things up. And I also feel like we have to take a look at what isn't in alignment with this new chapter, right? And I think that that's being highlighted right now. So what doesn't fit anymore in this new phase of your life? And again, it's going to be highlighted. You're going to notice it. And so what are you going to do about it? And I feel like that's such an important piece of creating this foundation as well, because you don't want to have things that are destroying the foundation that you're trying to build, or are you know, really challenging this foundation that you're trying to build. And so noticing what needs to go as well is an important piece of this. And this is all like, we're going to be stepping into this new moon energy, and I feel so much of that, especially around this new moon energy, and us taking a look at, does this align with a life that I'm excited about, and what does align with a life that I'm excited about, and what do I want to manifest, and what do I want to begin to put some energy and attention into. So I think some really exciting energy this week. I feel good about it. I feel like there's very much like where we need to redirect, we're redirecting, where you know, this is very much this new beginning, and so can we embrace it and not fight the changes that are coming in. And also, the last thing I want to say is notice where things are showing up that feel like lessons. You know, what lessons do we need to work through? What lessons do we need to learn that would be helpful if we learn them in terms of creating this foundation for a life that we're excited about? So let yourself process all of that. Let yourself think about all of that and notice what shows up for you. So those are your messages for this week. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you soon with another video. Take care, guys.